going to see possibly a man or a lady, depending. The claim is in the man's name, but we think he may be sister there, and there's also information that suggests there's other people there that we haven't been informed about.
So the suspicion is that they are claiming benefit, but there's more people living in the house and they've let you know about?
Exactly.
OK, brilliant. OK, well, let's go.
If you're a benefit cheat, this is the moment you dread. A visit from the fraud investigators. Today, Peterborough City Council's investigation team are visiting somebody who may or may not be making a wrongful claim.
Hello, my name's Ian Baxter. I'm from Peterborough City Council. Is it all right if I come in and ask you some questions?
Got paid for some work. I didn't declare it.
The government says benefit fraud costs the country £1.5 billion a year.
The anti-fraud squad sift through hundreds of cases every single week. Then they've got to decide which ones to investigate. That decision is often made on the amount of money at stake. The anti-fraud squad's job is to find things that just don't fit, anything that raises suspicion. Most of the work is actually done at the computer, looking through personal data, things like bills and taxes, anything that gives them a profile of the person.
One of the counter-fraud specialists at the council is Ian Baxter.
We have a lot of avenues open. We can find out where people work. We can contact banks and things like that. We have a liaison with the police on certain things. We can get vehicle details. There's quite a lot of, like you say, would be deemed personal information that we can find out about an individual.
They have a lead on somebody who may be working and claiming at the same time.
It's come to us to look what's he been doing for money since that job seeker stopped. We've made some investigations, found out that he's been working for an employment agency which he's not declared.
OK, so he is working, we know that, but there is a certain amount of money that's under suspicion. How much?
Yeah, we're looking at £1,143.22.
Right. It's not a huge amount of money, is it?
It's not a huge amount, but it's quite a large sum for what we're used to dealing with. Obviously, we do have larger amounts, but
it's worth going after.
Exactly. Yeah.
The person under investigation has been asked to show up for an interview at 3. Like the police, Ian has the authority to interview under caution. The only difference is you're not under arrest.
And this is where you do all your interviews?
Yeah, all our interviews are conducted in here, and obviously the ones under caution will be recorded.
Oh, so you're recording everything on this then?
Yeah, all recorded digitally onto CDs.
So what do you actually say to them? Anything they may say may be used in court?
Yeah. It's just there, you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention my question, something which you rely on in court, and anything you do say may be given in evidence.
When you say that, seeing as they've come in here to talk about benefits,
yeah,
a few raised eyebrows.
Yeah, some are a bit, they kind of dawns on them how serious it could be.
So it's just like being interviewed by the police?
It's exactly the same, yeah.
If a council believes that they have enough proof, they can push through a prosecution. That's what happened to Sheridan Guest from Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. She failed to let the authorities know that her circumstances had changed. That's typical of many cases. She's now paying back thousands of pounds.
So how much do you have to pay back?
10,000. Well, no less than that, actually, because I've paid some of it back already. That's the form you have.
She does admit that she failed to disclose that she was working full-time, but she says this was an oversight.
2007 to 2008, I went full-time, and yes, I didn't tell them at the time because I didn't get round to it. I just didn't do it. Don't ask me why, but it wasn't deliberately because I didn't do it. It was, I just didn't get round to it.
But you did know that you should have done it?
Oh yeah, I kept saying to myself, I must ring them up, but I never got round to it.
Peterborough City Council recovered £346,000 worth of fraud last year, and the department more than pays for itself.
Do you think that this office acts as a deterrent?
Yes, I think so. There's a number of options open to us as a deterrent. As finding people we prosecute. Not all cases, but we have a number of cases that we prosecute as well. So, one way or another, something's going to happen.
It's 3 o'clock and we're still waiting for the guy that you want to interview to turn up. How long are you going to give him?
Usually give him to about 15:15, probably, just in case he's gone to the wrong place.
And do they always turn up?
Not always, no.
Right.
No, that's
Ian waits for his interviewee to turn up. If he doesn't show, there will be repercussions.
Right. I guess we better call that time.
Yeah, it's just after 15:15, isn't it? And there's no sign of him showing.
Yeah, and you've been very generous. You've given him 2 minutes extra.
Yep, we have, yep.
So, what are the consequences of not showing up to this meeting?
Consequences are, I'll have another appointment letter which we'll deliver by hand, just to make sure it does actually get to the address. If he doesn't then attend after that, he could be offered a sanction, he could be fined, and if he doesn't attend that, then he could be arrested and taken to court.
Right.
Sheridan Guest doesn't fit the stereotype of people who use their benefits to go on expensive holidays. She says the money went on her 4 children, but of course, she's still committed an offence.
It was an allowance that you drew out the post office, the same as your child benefit. It was paid into your bank account, and you had a card and you drew it out. You know, it wasn't something that, oh, I've got all this money in my bank, and it went on shopping, rent, you know, all the usual things that you do when you've got children to bring up.
Do you sometimes have a look at some of the cases that come through and feel sorry for them, thinking these people aren't criminals, they've just made a mistake?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Because it isn't, you know, not all cases are black and white. You have to look into the reasons why, and some people, they find themselves in desperate situations and get themselves in trouble that they feel they can't get out of, and sometimes when they come here, it's almost a relief in the fact that it's finally stopped and it can all be dealt with.
But the consequences of prosecution can be devastating. Sheridan has lost her job with the probation service as a result. She's now unemployed and looking for work.
I just have to carry on with it. I mean, sometimes you feel like, what's the point of it all? Because you're forever trying to grasp what's happening to you. And then also, when I went to the job centre, the man there, he said to me, what would you like to do? And I couldn't think of an answer because I've never had to think of that. I've been working for the last 6 years, same job which I really enjoyed and I was good at. So I couldn't answer him because I thought, well, I haven't really thought about it because I didn't feel I needed to. You know, obviously I won't get as good a job as I had. As I say, I had a good job, I enjoyed it, and I was good at it. I can understand why I can't be employed there anymore, for obvious reasons, but, you know, what do I do now? Where do I go?